To explain why we're here, because we've had so many people give us so many reasons why we shouldn't have come. But for the last 3 years, and Evan can back this up, I have been constantly talking about a prophecy that all original Indigenous people around the world believe in so strongly, and it's about the change. The reason we came is because we knew this was going to happen. For years I've been saying to people, this year there would be a pandemic, there would be a global economic collapse, and there will be a war. These are part of the things that are the prophecy we've had from the very beginning. I'm not fearful about it. I'm so happy that we've finally got to a change where the systems will fall down and the old way systems that we back will take over. This is what this is about. Understand this? We're going to have to do some science first, we're going to have to do some archaeology, and yes, we will get to the prophecy, and not all of this is going to be dry as some of it has to be, but it has to be that way, because I've got to make a complete case about who's involved in here. And I can tell you there's a third party in this. Now let's start with the mainstream narrative. There we are to begin with, and that's how we ended up. You will notice there's only one picture where someone's carrying a weapon. It's the Homo sapiens. All the other ones were fine. That is an absolute lie. That story is not correct. And what we're going to do for the next 20, 30 minutes is explain why it's not correct. The Indigenous people have been waiting for centuries for this to happen. So we're here now to put the right light on this, not the ones we're getting at the moment. We should be feeling sorry for everyone and not make a judgment on race or colour or anything. This is what the elders knew was coming, and we knew they were going to make people fearful. This is a day where we take the fear away.
I started as a contactee when I was about 5 years old, but as the years progressed, I started getting more and more in contact with some of these beings, in not in the physical sense, but in the astral sense. I could see them appearing, coming to me in form, in their astral forms. One night, I made contact with this being who I'd never seen before. So I thought I'd never seen before. His name was Mesrith, and he introduced himself. And he says he is part of a group of custodians, part of Ashtar. The race of people that he belongs to are the Never Soros, and they're interacting with Earth and all that sort of stuff. He was giving me info dumps constantly every day. I was never free from it. Every waking moment, he'd be giving me something. Even in my sleep state, in my actual state, he'd always be going out, taking me for walks, almost And he said, you have an opportunity to be a speaker and be a liaison, a bridge between our groups. And you're definitely not alone. But we're looking for people who are up to this challenge, basically. And this is an opportunity for you to not only understand where your future could be, but also understand your past. We'll always be watching out for you. We'll be coming into your life. You can reach to us at any time. You have all of these obligations from us, everything that we tell you, everything that we converse to you, all the details that we give you. It is your job to put that out there. And I wanted to do my part. I wanted to help as best I could, in the only way I could.
You did a massive amount of muscle testing with a lot of different people and kept getting the same sort of information back from it. And when I spoke at Nexus conference in 2016, someone came up to me, a woman came up to me at the end of it and said, I work, I'm a Reiki master, I worked with hundreds of people on the table, all that kind of thing, and she said that every single person she'd ever scanned on the table had this distortion in that same area we were talking about. So it's interesting to me that the Kundalini, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure most of you do, is considered to reside primarily at the base of the spine. The base of the spine is where this bioenergetic charge sits, and it's supposed to circulate up through the entire energy system. But it used to actually sit higher up, the center of it used to sit higher up in the second sacral chakra, which is where we now find this distortion called the fragmentary body. So at some point, apparently, it fell, it relocated from the second down to the root, and that signifies a drop in or a fall in consciousness as well. So we've been stuck there ever since. Okay, potentiation, what we're doing today, targets mostly the physical body and the etheric body. So if you don't know, the etheric body is a duplicate of the physical, and is considered by occultists to also be part of the physical spectrum. Even though I'm saying it's focusing or emphasizing the physical and etheric bodies, it's going to affect you on every level. It's very much a holistic thing. It's not like a reductionist thing. So we're vibrating your whole energy field, or every layer of your auric system. The chakras, we're going to affect everything simultaneously, both sound and light. We're going to shift your whole state of being from the DNA level up, and therefore your whole life tapestry has the potential to shift and change with that, which is why people constantly mention that their level of synchronicity goes up, and all sorts of things start falling into place for them very often, because we are changing the, if you like, the program that their life is running from the DNA level up. Okay, so once that's corrected and rectified, then people are left at a permanently high level of functionality. And it's repairing a major, if you like, source of psycho-spiritual blockage and resistance and pain in our lives. And once you do it, as far as I'm concerned, there's no undoing it. There's no going back, so it's a permanent thing.
Growing up, I was always proud of my culture. I secretly kept it quiet. I was a little kid going in the middle of the bush to my own little properties by myself, do all that sort of stuff. I was very lucky that my grandpa or my great uncle taught me about boomerangs, how to use boomerangs, artifacts. Like I said, he planted that seed. So a lot of stuff I've actually learned from elders. When I did come across elders, I'm one of those annoying little kids who was asked millions of questions. That's how I've learned all I've learned today. I try to learn about all different areas or geological areas around Victoria. So it's amazing what we have here. And our culture, our style is really, really incredible. I specialise in bush tucker. You all know what bush tucker is? And medicines. We have some amazing medicine plants here. Also a traditional healer. Now I walk through Bushrangers Bay, it's one of my favourite walks. I walk through there. I show everybody the land, the trees, the sky, everything through my eyes. I show that everything has a purpose. Every insect has a purpose. All the animals, the bark, which way the clouds are coming from. About the 6 seasons that we have down here. That's what I teach people. We're de-evolving. We are nowhere near as smart as we used to be. We are not even close. And the kids debate this with me. We can build houses, we can build cars, we do all this technology. I said, yeah, one man does that, one man does that, one woman does this, does that. In the old days, we all did it. We were all this. The knowledge we held in the old days, we were scientists, we were doctors, we were archaeologists, we were geologists, astrologists, we knew every single plant, we knew the seasons when to plant the plants, we knew when the animals were giving birth, we knew what times of the days when the animals would be. We knew the seasons, our 6 seasons, we knew all about that. It's all governed by plants and animals. We knew all this knowledge. Today, we do not hold a smidge of that knowledge today, not even close. We learn so much just by listening and observing in nature. So that's what meditation is about, closing your eyes and listening and taking in what's around you. All the plants outside, all the fauna, all the flora, Mother Earth, the wind, it's all positive energy. It wouldn't look the way it does if it wasn't positive energy. It's a cycle. We're not above nature, we're equal to nature. The plants and animals are our brothers and sisters. We all have one mother. If we don't look after her, she gets sick, then we all get sick.